What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we're going to be doing another tier list in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. So this is going to be a tier list of the best centers in the game, lads. So before we get onto it, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We upload more MyTEAM content than anywhere else. And yeah, so honestly, if you just like MyTEAM content and want to learn about the mode, subscribe. We're trying to hit 300k, well, by the end of the year. So yeah, anyway, now let's get on to it. So here's a tier list of centers, 20 primary centers, and my god, the center position is top heavy. Let's say that much, is top heavy. But Alonzo Mourning, we're going to start off, he's probably B tier. Honestly, when you see some of these guys in lower tiers, I think you're going to say, you're going to agree with me that Alonzo's B tier. He might get into C. So Alonzo Mourning, like, the guy objectively is not terrible. He's a collector level reward. He's definitely not worth collecting specifically for, but obviously you're going to get him on the way to getting something better. His shooting is meh. His release is the problem. Set shot 17. He's 6'10", so he's undersized. Overall stats are decent, but I think B is the right spot for him. I want to put Drummond in B as well. Drummond's got nice speed. Drummond has a genuinely got nice speed. He's got really good steal rating, and he's got half interceptor. He's just not going to shoot. That's the big problem with Drummond, is that he's really not going to shoot the ball, but he's a decent inside center. And if you want a player to be just not to shoot, he's fine. He'll do the job. Bargnani. Now, I think Bargnani's probably one tier below these guys. I don't think Bargnani's terrible. So the thing with Bargnani is that he will shoot the ball well. Like, when he's wide open, he hits a lot of shots. He's got a Mari base, which is fine. Okay, what even says Amari stat on Mari base is completely fine. His upper is still pretty nice. He's tall at 7 foot tall. He's like a way better version of Vucevic. His speed, I think he's like 75, so it's not even terrible. As well as that, like, he's tall and plays good interior defense. His defense in the perimeter is non-existent. It is genuinely non-existent. But I still think C tier is fair for him. Bogut. I'm gonna Bogut in C as well. Now Bogut, he'll hit a wide open corner three. You can hit a wide open corner three of Bogut. He's not going to be a good shooter, though. The thing of Bogut is his speed isn't great, but he's got a big player build. He's got half interceptor. Like, Bogut is like, he's bigger, but he's also slower than Drummond. I think maybe you could argue him in the same tier as Drummond. You really could. Bogut's not actually terrible. It's just 70 speed is kind of slow. But like with Bogut, what you're getting is you're getting a decent post hook. Well, obviously it doesn't really matter. But you're getting like 85 lateral. You're getting a 92 steal. You're getting a 97 block. Like, if you're looking at these stats right here, they're not all terrible. They're not all bad. Like, again, he will hit from the corner. But like 90 standing dunk. He's got not the greatest speed. Bad acceleration. Obviously he's not going to handle the ball. But like, unbelievable rebounding. 92 steal, 97 block, half interceptor, half brick wall, half post lockdown, half rim. I don't know what I feel. I'm gonna put him C right now, but he's the best. I'm gonna swap these two. I'm gonna move Alonzo Mourning down. I'm gonna Bogut up. And Gilmore. I mean, Gilmore is huge. Gilmore is huge, and this is the mash game mode. Like, this is the mode of mashing. And like, if you look at Artis Gilmore, the guy's 7'2", big player build, wide player build, 7'5" wingspan. He's not gonna shoot, but he will hit the mid range. He's got base 1, which is really good. He'll hit the mid-range. And like, if you're looking at his stats, decent steal. Not great, but decent. Not awful lateral for his height. He's a 75 speed. I know he's only got gold interceptor, but he's got half brick wall, half box, half intimidator, half post lockdown, half rim. Really great solid rebounding, despite the fact that he doesn't come with rebound chase. You're going to have to give him that on gold. But I mean, Gilmore's good. He's huge though. Just huge. Sabonis, A. He's huge and can shoot. Simple as. He's cheesy. Super, super cheesy card. For me, Arvydas Sabonis belongs in A tier. Okay. I'm actually going to make my worth list here. Before we get on to anything, I'm going to make my worth list here. And first player going into worth list here is going to be Jokic. I think I might start moving people down tiers. Jokic's going to go on the worth list here. At this stage in the game, Jokic is genuinely worthless. The guy has absolutely no use in most squads. He's slow, not even the greatest shooter. I mean, he's got half a bullet, but who the hell cares? It's not October anymore. He's not any good. He's useless. He is useless. Eddie Curry, what are you doing on this list? He's actually got a good player build, and I do think later on in the year, Eddie Curry's going to be a pretty good card. This card is just not good. Yurtseven, he's another one that his actual player build is good. Like, there are a lot of not awful things with him. Like, there are genuinely a lot of things with, like, Yurtseven that are not awful for a Ruby. It's just, in the grand scheme of things, when you're looking at this list right here, he just got to go into worthless, doesn't he? Deandre Jordan, again, like, Deandre Jordan's biggest thing, if you look at him, was that he was fast, and he was fast. Like, he was considered a super fast center for his time. But his time was obviously season 1. He has 75 speed. He has 64 lateral, a 58 steal. Can't even shoot the mid-range. This guy was one of the top 6 or 7 centers in the game when he came out, which is nuts. Mad. Absolutely mad, but no. DeAndre Jordan, he's not it. He's not it at this stage in the game. He's terrible. Yeah, trying to think who else is worthless. Brad. I mean, Brad kind of had something about him at the start of the year. I remember week 1 specifically, you could argue, because he could kind of shoot. Like 65-3, even though he had a bad release, when he was wide open, he could kind of shoot. But he came with like gold bullet. He came like interceptor. His speed wasn't, at that stage, wasn't even that terrible for a center. Because he could do a little bit more than like what a Shaq and Will could do. He was S tier in my very first centers, but again, this is a day 1 pink diamond. I don't even know why I put him on the list. I really don't know why I put him on the list, but he's worthless. I'm putting Reem there. I hate this card. I don't know why I hate Kareem so much. Like, his player model this year is not as good as it used to be. I think once he gets like guard type speed, it could be really good, but it is pretty bad. And oh, Big Country, you are a trash can, man. Big Country is a freaking trash can. Like, I still cannot believe that this card came out halfway through Season 3. I thought they were trolling. I genuinely, when him and Set Shot 4, Keith Van Horn came out, I genuinely thought 2K were trolling. It was the most random thing ever, because they replaced a not terrible Detlef and Calvin Nat, who was pretty good. Like, Big Country, I mean, what were 2K thinking of Big Country? Oh, he was terrible. He was so terrible. Get him into worthless tier. Get him into worthless tier. He's so bad. Are there any other worthless tier players here? Dino in high worthless. Dino's not actually awful, because like, if you look at Dino Raja, he's just very skinny and he doesn't have the wingspan. Like, if Dino had a 7'11" wingspan, he wouldn't be. But like, he's an 83 speed center who can hit wide, because he's got base 4, who can hit when he's wide open. And also, not the worst defender in the world. Like, it's just the strength's a little bit of an issue, which is 80, but strength's a bit of an issue for Dino Raja. I just realized I'm not currently looking at his showing you his stats. 83 speed, 80 driving dunk. Like, they're not bad. I think especially if they go and give him the 7'11" wingspan again, Dino Raja could actually end up being a pretty good card, because he does come with base 4, which is a really good release this year. I mean, it was a really good release last year as well, but it's even better this year. Okay, so I think that might be worthless done. I think that really might be worthless tier done. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, that is. So I'm going to just put one player in the 1 tier below worthless. I mean, Camby sucks. Camby really sucks. So, like, Marcus Camby might be down there. If you guys don't know what Marcus Camby, this guy really sucks. So, Camby, he's got 80 yard quickness and 74 speed, but he can't shoot the ball. He's not good in the post. His steal rating's okay. His block's alright. He's definitely not worthless. He's definitely not worthless. He's undersized at 6'11". I think Camby's going to go 1 tier. I think Camby's going to be that D tier player. Yeah, I'm happy with my tier so far. I'm happy. Ben Wallace. Look, at this stage in the game, the guy doesn't play offense. D for defense. Any of these guys that don't play offense are always just going to go in D tier. I mean, he's fast. He will dunk the ball at a decent rate. But the guy cannot make a layup. Unless you are dunking and you are dunking open, he will not score. He is such a liability on offense that I cannot justify putting him in any tier other than D tier. He well and truly belongs. He's not worthless, but he belongs there. Bill Russell, B. I hate his release. I hate Bill Russell's release. So, Bill Russell. Both Bill Russell. I'm just going to say, like, if you want to just say this to Bill Russell because he's super cheap, it really doesn't matter. I'm just talking about the Diamond Bill Russell. You're looking at stats thinking, unbelievable defender. I do agree, he is a really good defender. And he does have really good speed. It's just, I can't get off a shot off with him. Like, he's not bad on defense. He's not terrible on offense. I just look at him as a non-shooter because I can't shoot with the guy. And he's a little bit undersized as center. But Bill Russell's not bad. He's really not bad. Bill Walton. Bill Walton in like high C. He's not terrible. He's actually not terrible. Like, the guy's got Rubio release, which is, again, pretty nice, especially. It's easy agreeing with low-rated players. 79 speed, 84 lateral. Not a great steal rating, but he does have the half defense, or the goal defense badge and a couple of half ones. Decent in the post. Not the worst shooter in the world. Honestly, not the worst passer in the world, or a good passer for a big man. Look, I don't think he's brilliant by any means. But, I'm going to move Bogut, and I'm going to move Gilmore down 1. Yeah, I'm going to move Bill Walton up 1. Yeah, this looks a little bit better. McAdoo's going A. So Bob McAdoo, 92 speed center. And that's the big thing with him. 92 speed. 92 speed, 92 acceleration. He can shoot from the corners because he's got base 5, which is so chicken. Defensively, he's solid. Really, really good driving down. Go quick first step. Fundamental dribble style. Look, the guy's an actual point center. The guy is a genuinely, genuinely good point center in game. So, I would be high on this guy. I really, really would be high on this guy. So, like, if you are, if you're just looking for a super fast center, he's not bad. He's not bad at all to use. So, yeah, now we are on to Brook Lopez. Now, Brook Lopez is going to go B. So, Brook Lopez is slow. He is slow. 70 speed, but he's got a really good like interior. Basically, Brook Lopez is a way better Bargnani. So this is the best way I'm going to do it. Bargnani is a way better wherever Vucevic, whereas LaFrance is going D tier. Vucevic is going D tier. So Bargnani is a way better LaFrance and Vucevic. And then Brook Lopez is a way better Bargnani. So Bargnani's not going to guard anyone on the perimeter. But interior, he's going to be decent. His rebound is pretty good. His shot is just so chick. Brook Lopez is such a good shooter. Like, if I had to use Brook Lopez in any scenario, whether it be clutch time, whether it be unlimited, he'd be perfectly fine. He would do the job. The problem is, if you come up against like a Bob McAdoo type player, you're going to really struggle. And now, controversial pick numero uno. A tier for Birdman. A tier for Birdman. If you're looking at what Birdman is missing, he's really not missing that much. Like, he's got a really good release in base 35. 81 speed, 81 acceleration, 95 strength. He's got so he doesn't get back down that easily. He's at 95 driving, 85 lateral, 85 steal, 95 block, 84 perimeter defense. Like, stats-wise, the guy is perfect. Badges-wise, catch and shoot. He hits a seriously high percentage from the corners for me. So, the fact is, yeah, he has a low badge count, but most of them are shooting. And I mean, look, just green from the corners, you're going to be fine. And most of them are shooting and playmaking. If you look at his defense, badges, he could do it. He could do it clamps, but it's not the end of the world. There is not one of these defensive badges where it's the end of the world not having it for a big man. He's got all the important big man badges. He's a half intimidator, half pogo, half hustler, half post move locked in, goal rebound chaser, gold rim, gold interceptor. And then in terms of like his inside badges, I mean, limitless takeoff matters. That's about it. Like, he's got all, you might say, oh, he's only got 24 badges. He's got like, outside of the shooting ones, he has all the key badges he needs. He's also not the greatest height, but he's got really nice wingspan, really good player build, shoots the lights out. Nah, Chris Anderson. Birdman, get into A tier. Christian Wood. I mean, look, I think we'll get a good Christian Wood. I don't think this is a good Christian Wood. I think we'll get a good one. Problem with Christian Wood is the guy just doesn't play defense. He's short and doesn't play defense. It's very tough to use this guy in any scenario, whether it be a power forward or center. So I'm going to put him D. You want to move him C, that's fine. Capella's going to go C though. So Capella has got decent speed. It's in the high 70s. It's nothing spectacular, but again, it is decent. Problem is Capella's only, again, he's only 6'10", so he's short. He can't shoot, but defensively, again, good enough lateral, not the greatest steal, but he has all the key defensive badges. Look, Capella's fine. Some people swear by the guy. I think he's perfectly fine. I'm putting him in C tier. If you want to move him higher, that is completely fine. Then we've got a guy I just think it's Dave Cowens, and mine's hover. My Dave Cowens, it's hovering. Like, I prefer Birdman to Cowens. I'm going to stand by that. I prefer Birdman to Cowens. So, Cowens has got, again, really... Cowens, again, he's got 27 badges, whereas I think Birdman had 24. The half badge is Box, Hustler, Intimidator, Post Lockdown, Rebound Chaser, Worm. So they are kind of similar. Like, they're going to... They both have very few shooting badges. They both have very few playmaking badges. Both have... Cowens is a better post game, but that doesn't matter. Defensively, they're both very similar. Speed-wise, there's one difference. And shooting-wise is a tiny bit lower. Like, Cowens versus Birdman are super similar as cards. I just prefer Birdman. I think Birdman's taller. He's just a better player build. Like, Birdman's got plus 68 total stats, but a lot of them are in like ball handling, which doesn't matter too much. But he is going to be better standing dunking. He's going to jump a lot higher with that plus 13 vertical, which helps a lot for rebounds. And yeah, I'm putting Cowens, even though Cowens is chick, I'm putting Cowens at top of B, and I'm going to put Birdman probably lowest in A. That's what I'm going to do. D-Rob. I should not have two David Robinsons here. I think for now, I'm going to put D-Rob at S. I still think he's more than usable. Like, I genuinely do think he's more than usable still to this day. Especially the 75th version. Like, if you look at David Robinson, the guy has got 84 speed, 84 acceleration, 82 3 ball. Everything except his steal is good. He's got 90 hook, 90 fadeaway. Huge player build. Gold interceptor. Half rebound chaser, half rim. Silver clamps. Like, even base D-Rob is still usable. Because David Robinson, he might go down for... He might be a nominee for the longevity award this year. Because he came out on the 5th of November and it's currently the 8th of February. So it's been more than 3 months, and I mean, you could still argue. I still think he might be S tier. Ayton is A. A for Ayton, A for tier. Ayton is definitely just a downgraded version of David Robinson. Like, they're both 7 foot. They both have huge player builds. So they're very similar player build wise. And you're looking at like badges wise. Okay, you get 4 extra halves than Ayton. But when you're and Ayton's better stats wise. But no, if you're like plus 5 speed. The things that Ayton are really better in, obviously we got passing vision here, but Ayton overall takes cake when it comes to passing. I think they rebound equally well. But I just think release-wise, lateral quickness-wise, and speed, you're just looking at D-Rob being that little bit better. Badges-wise, D-Rob can get every badge in the game. I just feel like in-game, even with the half interceptor on Ayton, I really like Deandre Ayton. I just think Dave Robinson's the better card. I think D-Rob is the better card, and I think top or high A is definitely best rating. I'm going to go A for Buggy Cousins as well. I don't think Buggy's that spectacular. I think his overall game is quite limited in what he does. I don't think Buggy is the greatest shooter. I think he's not a terrible shooter. I don't think he's just the greatest defender. He's also not terrible. I think he's hovering. I think Buggy Cowens, they're close. They are close with each other. Dikembe Mutombo. Now you see, I don't know how to put him in C or B because he is match man. The guy came out 1 week after launch. Like, you can still get away with using this guy in a lot of settings. He came out on the 17th of September. The guy came out on the 17th of September, and you can probably get away with using him. So, I go B. I'll go B because I think he is a little bit better than Gilmore, because he can shoot the ball if he's needed to. Oh, is he even better than Bogut though? Yeah, huge player build. He's gonna go there. The other Dikembe, D. He's just big. He's definitely not worthless. He's still a big body, but he's gonna go D tier. Dwight Howard. Look, at this stage of the game, Dwight Howard's C tier. He's kind of fast. Like, his speed's in the 80s. He's still undersized at the center position. He still doesn't shoot the ball. He's gonna go C tier. Mikan. B, but I'm moving Buggy down as well. I think Mikan's better than Buggy. I also think these guys are all better than Mikan. These guys in A tier. But like, if you look at Mikan's stats, Mikan has got 86 speed, 86 acceleration, pretty much 80 lateral quickness, 75 steal, 80 block. Not great perimeter, but he's got 93 interior, 95 driving dunk, a chicken release, gold sniper, gold bullet. He doesn't come with interceptor or clamps, but he comes with all the interior defensive badges. Like, you're comparing it to Buggy. Obviously, he doesn't have the hot badges. Stats-wise, that bit better. Has a way better release. Buggy obviously has the half badge advantage. And even though Buggy has the shooting half badge advantage, Mikan's a better shooter. Mikan's a better shooter. And I think in terms of like their level of half badges, it's similar. So I think Mikan's for me, the best player in B tier right now. If anyone's getting moved up, it's Mikan. For me, if anyone is getting moved up from B tier, it's George Mikan. I just love that card. Greg Oden. No, Greg Oden's better. Greg Oden is objectively better. Like, Greg Oden is like a center version of like Maurice Lucas. He doesn't move like Maurice Lucas, but he's going to be a more big man type player. 73 ball with set shot 16. He'll hit when he's wide open. Or he has, you don't have to respect him. Like, you don't have to overplay him, but you can't leave the guy wide the F open. Like, 83 speed, 83 acceleration, 88 steal, 85 lateral, 82 perimeter, with half interceptor, rebound chaser, and rim protector. Huge player builds. And fundamental dribble style, although it doesn't matter because he's got 49 ball handle. Like post spin initiating, hug specialist. The guy dunks on everybody. Yeah, Greg Oden is A tier. Greg Oden's a really nice card. For 7,000 MT, I mean, can't go wrong with Greg Oden, can you? Hakeem. A. Hakeem A tier. Okay, now that I'm here, I'm happier with George Mikan in B tier. We might see Birdman going down because Birdman is definitely the worst of these guys. But like Hakeem, I initially said, and I was like, what's the point of ever locking in for Hakeem? But Hakeem's had longevity because of his player build and his defense. So like at the time, I was always like, oh, he's only okay. But like his defense is really, really nice. His shooting's pretty nice. Like, I think you can argue he was better than David Robinson. I think he's had more longevity than a lot of cards. So I think at the time, his offense wasn't really great. Set shot 18. A lot of people were struggling with the guy, even though I don't mind set shot 18. However, because of how good his defense is, as time's gone on, he's definitely, especially with things like the harden behind the back, he's definitely like stood the test of time. So he's going to go A, and honestly, he might be as good as, when it's all said and done, he might be as good as D-Rob. I think I still take D-Rob, but he's going to be S. This Joel Embiid, I mean, he's not better than Andrea Bargnani. He's really not, but this Joel Embiid, no brainer S. No brainer S tier. Joel Embiid shoots, he plays defense, he runs with the ball in his hands. He'll take you inside, he'll take you outside. He'll block shots, he'll play defense. The guy has everything. The guy has it all, and his release is super, super good. So, Joel Embiid in the argument for best center in the game. He's just a better version of D-Rob. Nurkic. I forgot what Nurkic did. I'm going to take a look right now. I genuinely forgot. I've used him. I use him for his challenges. I know he can rebound. He was bad. Like, his jumper isn't even that good. But like, he does have like half interceptor, half rebound chaser. I think that probably puts him off worthless, even though he does a 51 speed. The fact he can play all these lanes and he plays good defense, not the worst lateral, probably puts him off worthless. But I mean, he's going D. Cat S. This is one of like the more slept on players in all of my team. Like, Karl Anthony Towns, a power forward, he's another level. He is another level, lads, at the power forward position. The guy plays lanes. The guy will shoot the ball if needed. He's tall, he's strong, he's fast without the ball. Cat is really good. And he's not even that slow with the ball. Mikhail. Mikhail's gonna go B. So Mikhail obviously was the is a collector level reward. And I know a lot of people again are like trying to get this card. A lot of people, well, a lot of people at the time were trying to get him. A lot of people now are probably just getting the card just naturally. Set shot 3, which it's weird with the upper. Like I don't mind Dino upper and Kevin McHale upper when it's with a fast base, but like set shot 3 is a slow base. Like that release is fine with certain uppers. Like for me, that release is fine with whatever Cliff Robinson upper is. Like there are certain uppers that kind of match up with releases, but that doesn't work for me. Set shot 3, whatever upper that is bad. And I will say the set shot 3 is awful on current gen. It's just okay on next gen. Porzingis S. I don't know who the 5th player is going to be in S tier. We'll decide that at the end. Oh no, I do know who the 5th player is going to be in S tier. Yeah, I'm going to be perfectly happy with my S tier. Porzingis is, in my opinion, the best center in the game. And just the way I play the game, with how good he is in the pick and pop, how good he is rebounding, how good he is blocking shots, and the fact that the guy's 7 foot freaking 3. He is easily S tier for me. Okay, then we are gonna go with Aldridge. I think D tier is fine for this Aldridge. Like he's bordering on worthless, honestly. I don't know why I was going to C. He's bordering on worthless. His post game is pretty nice, but that's kind of it. He's got the Dream Shake post spin combo, so we can at least glitch the AI. So, yeah, I'll put Aldridge in D. I'll put Aldridge in D. Marc Gasol, B. Like for me, Marc Gasol is not as good as George Mike, and Marc Gasol is not as good as Counts. Marc Gasol is not as good as Buggy. Like Gasol is a decent player build. Like he's a big body. I don't even mind set shot 18. I honestly don't. And his steal rating is alright. Comes a goal interceptor. His defense is pretty okay, actually. Like 81 lateral. He'll hit when he's wide open. I just think he's only alright. I really just do. I think he's okay. I think maybe. But I don't see what separates him. I know he's taller, but I don't think like in-game for most people there's anything to separate him versus Cowens versus Buggy versus Micah. Like I think these 4 are the best 4 in this tier. And I mean, if you can get used to Bill Russell release, you can argue him in there. I think they're the best 4. Then the obvious last S tier inclusion is Yao Ming. He's Mash Man. You expect me to talk about more things? Like, no, Yao Ming's just a cheese ball. Yao Ming is one of the, in the right hands, of one of the most cheesy cards in the game. But at the same time, for a lot of people, he's not going to be good. For me, I'm not going for Yao. He's not fun. Like, I didn't go for Yao early. The guy is not an enjoyable card to use. And my whole thing would be, oh, maybe later on in the year, I'll need Yao for squad builders. I can almost certainly guarantee you that either we get a Dark Matter Yao very soon, or not very soon, that by, say, let's just say start of May, we'll have a Dark Matter Yao, or that we'll go and get a, what was I going to say, or we'll go and get like a Diamond Yao, which is basically the exact same thing. So I just want to check NBA 2K21, because last year I remember we got the Radioactive Yao Ming that was the exact same as his, so we didn't actually have a Dark Matter Yao other than the Invincible one. We got a Flash Yao obviously in 2K20. But like, I don't think it's a matter of time until we get like a Diamond Yao, which is the exact same thing as the Galaxy Opal. But Mitchell Robinson. He's Nurkic tier. Can't put him any higher because he's got 50 speed, but I mean, whereas Nurkic will play lanes and stuff, Mitchell Robinson block shots against boards like nobody else. Mo Bamba. I hate him. I hate him so much. 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 There's something wrong with this card's release. Like, I have never shot so many very earlys and very lates with a player. And it must just be Mo Bamba, because Jaren Jackson Jr. has the same release, and I have no problem shooting with Jaren Jackson Jr. I just hate Mo Bamba so much. I get it. He's got a long wingspan. I get it. He can kind of shoot, and I get it. He's fast. Guy's 68 strength. I'm sorry, I cannot. Like, if I'm putting Dino down in worthless tier, and I don't think Dino's that much worse than Mo Bamba. I really don't. Like, if I can't, like, I don't think it's even a bad thing comparing Mo Bamba to, like, Dikembe or Houston Rockets. I think he's at that level. I do not like Mo Bamba, and I want to make that clear. Wherever Dwight Howard is where Moses Malone's going to go, honestly. And then wherever Thurman's one tier ahead of those guys. Like, they all kind of do similar things. They're both, like, they're all, like, non-shooting defenders. I think Thurman, in terms of shooting, Thurman's definitely the best. Moses Malone can sometimes hit shots. But they're all very similar stats-wise. Difference is Thurman's a little bit better than Dwight Howard. Better player build. And Thurman will hit when he's wide open in the corners, whereas Dwight won't. So he's going to go B. And Miles Turner, this stage of the game, he's like Embiid level. He was good for his time, though. Miles Turner really was good for his time. Let's not forget that. He really was. Then we got Ewing. I mean, let's be real. It's Ewing. Patrick Ewing is only on tier list for me to put him worthless there. It's been the case for 3 years. Patrick Ewing is only on tier list, so we can put the guy in worthless. Rudy Gobert. Now, I don't know whether to go B or A. Sorry, C or B. I'm going to go B. I'm going to go B because Rudy Gobert is fast, man. He's fast, and I really like Rudy Gobert's player building game. I just think he gets a ridiculous amount of blocks. It's a bit like Mitchell Robinson. He's got like 80 speed, 82 lateral, 90 steal, 95 block. Like half rim, half post lockdown, gold interceptor. I think he's a really solid card. He can kind of hit the mid-range shot. His release is good. Look, I think he's fine. I think B tier is right for him. I don't think he's one of the best cards in B tier. I don't, but I think he is that little bit ahead of someone like a Bogut. Ha-Sung Jin, I mean, he's a giant. I mean, if you want to argue because he's him in C tier because he's a giant, be my guess, but I'm going to put him in D tier. Shaquille O'Neal. Look, for what, he's got no stamina, but for what he is, I got to put him in A tier. The guy sets big ass screens. Simple as that. The guy sets massive screens. And if you're running through like a guard, and if you're trying to 3-hunt, him rolling to the basket, he will dunk. The guy still has one lung. But I think A tier is right. I think A tier is going to be the right spot for him. For me personally, again, I would take Mikan, Marc Gasol, DeMarcus Cousins, Cowens. Heck, I take Bill Russell. I'd take Brook Lopez over him. Like, I don't like Shaq, but for people that do, I got to put him in A. Taco Fall, he's just better Ha-Sung Jin. And he's taller. Taco Fall is huge this year. Taco Fall last year was 7'5". This year he's 7'6". His wingspan is still giant, and I mean, he's just mash man. And he actually doesn't even come with 25 speed, which is hilarious. Now Taco can just match with the best of them. I used him. There was a week I used him in limited, and just literally, I'd say my opponents just none of them want to play me. I just ran a pick and roll. I can't remember who I ran on the ball. I ran a pick and roll, and either I got wide open for a 3-hunt, and if I didn't get open for the 3-hunt, I just dumped the ball into Taco and mashed. I felt so bad for my few opponents that weekend. Then we have got Vlade. I think Vlade stinks. I think Vlade genuinely stinks. I'm putting Vlade in D tier. I have the guy. He's really cheap. Again, for like 1,800 MT, yeah, he's pretty good value. But I think he sucks. Wes Unseld, C. He's just too small. He's too small. And even at the power, he's even small at the power forward position. His release is good. Stats-wise, he's lacking a little bit. Badge-wise, he's lacking a little bit. I think we get a good Wes Unseld later in the year. I don't think this card's it. Wilt, I think at this stage, I'm going to have to put Wilt. He's not as good as, like, he's one tier below where, like, wherever, like, Artist Gilmore stuff are. Wilt's player build is ridiculously good. He's got an 8-foot wingspan. I think maybe I'm gassing and putting him in C. I think maybe I'm gassing it, but he's definitely not worthless. And then Wong Jiji are going to go C and B, I guess. They're so similar. Like, I'm shocked I'm not putting Wong Jiji in A tier. I would have thought that was a no-brainer. It was going to be a no-brainer, but man, Wong Jiji Pink Diamond's one of the most disappointing cards. Whereas Wong Jiji Ruby for his time was one of the most surprisingly good cards. But yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. That is the tier list. So this is my tier list of centers. I'm happy with my first 5. I don't think there are really many arguments to be made unless you want to argue Hakeem over D-Rob. A tier, I'm completely happy. The only player a lot of people will argue is Birdman. I just really like Birdman. B tier, there's a good few guys. Like, I think if you wanted to argue any one of Buggy, Mikan, Gasol, Russell, or Counts, if you wanted to argue any of those guys in A tier, I'm cool with it. I just think they're all at a similar level, and it's a little bit worse than these guys we currently have in A. In C tier, I mean, C tier and below, you're probably not going to want to use any of these cards. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the tier list. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.